Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made this little tea light from a yogurt jar. I have these dried flowers that I got from Amazon. There's several in a package. I'm just picking the blue flowers with some greenery. I have my homemade Mod Podge, my wee jar, and a foam brush. But I'm going to be using all different types of brushes to do this, just to see which one works the best. I'm just going to go through and pick out several of the flowers that I like. And then I pick out 3 pieces of greenery. So I picked out like 9 or 10 pieces of the flowers, the dried flowers, different sizes, as you can see there. Some are bigger, some are medium, and some are really small. There were several packages of these dried flowers in the pack that I purchased from Amazon. And like I said, I'm just taking 3 pieces of the greenery. And these are those wee yogurt cups that you can get at the grocery store. I couldn't bear to throw them away, so I do use them for crafting, and I know a lot of people do. And I haven't really worked with dried flowers very much, so I do end up putting too much Mod Podge on my jar. I should have put less. And the reason I say that is because while it was drying, some of my flowers slipped down to the bottom. I mean, it still looks good. Don't get me wrong on that. I still like it. But I would have liked it better if I'd have used less Mod Podge so that it wouldn't drag my flowers down to the bottom as it was drying. If you don't put a lot of Mod Podge on it, then it's not going to drip to the bottom of your container. And then I put Mod Podge on top, and again, I did a little too much. I was a little heavy-handed with it. So just make sure you don't make the mistakes that I make. I would just put a thin layer over top of the flowers and greenery that you're putting on your jar. You don't need as much as I have on there. So learn from my mistakes. Although, you know, some mistakes turn out to be happy mistakes. In this case, though, it didn't. So now I'm switching to a fan brush, and it works just as well as the foam brush. I'm doing this same project at church with the women's group, and I don't have just one kind of brush, so I wanted to make sure that all the brushes that I was bringing would be doable for this project. I'm just laying down my flowers where I want them on my container. Look at that, it got stuck to my brush, so I have to get that off. And then I add Mod Podge on top of it. And I'm just using my homemade Mod Podge. If you want to make your own, very simple to make. You just take 2 cups of glue, Elmer's glue. It doesn't matter if it's all-purpose or school glue, whichever one, and add 1/4 cup of water. If you find that it's too thick, add a little bit more water to it, And if you find that it is too thin, add a little bit more glue to it. And then I just put it in an old spaghetti jar. You do want to mix it up. And it works just as well as regular Mod Podge that you pay for at the store. And this is about the same as the matte finish Mod Podge. And now I'm using this big craft brush. I probably got it at Dollar Tree. I have no idea. I think it was one of the kids' brushes from ages ago. I mean, my kids are adults and have kids, so I've had it forever. And now I'm just using one of these flat brushes. And really, any brush will work. It doesn't matter. Just don't use as much Mod Podge as I do. Just use a thin coat. I was probably using a thick coat. I'm just gently working with these flowers. They can fall apart pretty easily, so you just want to be gentle with them. Now you can see I'm switching to a smaller brush. And I just keep adding the Mod Podge, but you do not need to do that at all. In fact, you should not do that. And I'm just picking up these flowers with my brush. It did make it a little bit easier to pick it up and get it on my little jar there. And again, don't put that much Mod Podge on top of your flower either. Just lightly put it on there. Pick me up another flower. These flowers are really pretty. These are real. They're pressed, dried flowers. Again, at Amazon. I'm going to add my 4-leaf clover. I don't think I've ever found a 4-leaf clover, but they had some in the package. It seems like other people find them pretty regularly. And I have one last flower to put on that little tiny one over there. And there they all are. And then you just set it aside to dry. You can use your heat gun on it. I did use my heat gun on it a little bit when I saw everything was sliding down because I was heavy-handed with the Mod Podge. So there it is, all dry. And it's clear. It does have a matte finish to it. There's all the flowers, and you can kind of see how, I'm just telling you there, how they slid down. They slid down towards the bottom. But it still looks okay. I'm happy with the results. And then I'm just taking some jute, and this is 40 inches. And I'm going to leave a little, I'm going to leave a tail at the end at the beginning, and then I'm just going to wrap it. Now, I left the tail where I wanted it to be the front. So I just wrap it, I think, 3 times, and then I'm going to tie a bow. And I'm just going to trim off the edges of my jute, the ends of my jute, and there it is. Now you can add a real tea light in there, or you could do one of these like I'm putting in there. Mine just came from Dollar Tree. You can get 2 or 3 in a package for $1.25. Just turn the lights off a little bit so you can see a little better, but there it is. Like I said, I'm going to show the women's group at my church how to make this. And let me know what you think of this project. Of course, you could display this in your bathroom, in your living room, your kitchen table, just wherever. And there's a close-up of it. And again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see here, give me a thumbs up. And hey, if you want to, subscribe. If you don't want to, don't. And I'll see you in the next one.